So in order to get the gay claim through and say gay fostering was practiced by capital chemists and that's not a crime, they need to make a double exemption of both parents as adequate enough and say that they were so inadequate, both of them, that our intervention was necessary in this regards. Now on the maternal side, what they will do, there'll be the debates and disputes I have with people like Alany, and there'll be who they will be giving defensive recourse to, and her efforts in their original profile stipulating me to be a gay Christian. Now, and they'll say, now that as you can see, since Christianity bans homosexuality, it would have been a difficult job for for both Alany and capital chemists, a job for which we should both be commended, but not for which Luke should go out wandering the streets looking for people with faces of her likeness to do with as he wishes, as he toils, as he world for toils. No, and so on the maternal matter, what I'll say is, on the paternal matter falls in second, and I'll say it's been a complete and total estrangement along with a death threat from Peter Holder, which they'll be concealing the fuck out of now because they know how reported they are is only going to come back at them. That they have tech that can do things like falsify. If they're land rights owners of a pathology lab, just has to be one. There just have to be one that share results or access of in data to another. Or you have to understand what I mean by criminal underground is not the rightful use of their subterranean land rights, but the criminal misuse of subterranean land rights that they just simply can't get prosecuted or caught for without without nuke your mum subpoenas. And so on the maternal side, they'll be saying what even my mother admitted under various forms of administered ecstasy and nerve gas, that Christianity was a factor in the cause of what caused her to be attacked in 1989. Even under the ad infinitum clause the Christians themselves use, that God caused everything and that for a reason, God makes everything happen for a reason. That reason not being exemptive of the aforementioned attack in 1989. Now when it comes to the paternity, I need to inform the others that converse writing has been known about to capital chemist leaders for, it's like screenwriting, has been known for years and years. When I wrote I Killed Ivan West, I have my reasons for killing the guy, that if I was particularly murdersome person, maybe he is someone I would kill. But it means to sow, it's phonetically twofold, to sow and sue regarding being crucified. Crucified, sow and sue, and restoring of the navigation ability of the senses from the beatings that I've taken. In the meantime, now I'm back to the paternity thing. Their last move is going to be going, well, here's your long lost father, and we intend, capital chemist intends to sponsor a reunion with you. Now they're lying about three heavenly fathers being the same as one in their religion, Freemasonry. So what you would find, in order for that to be true, and a single international communications transmission to legitimately occur on my case in the meantime, is that the Freemason logo would no longer show its all-seeing eye separate from the 3 points of the pyramid scheme, or it would be an admitted lie by them, and it is, because I don't endure what I endure from. I haven't endured what I've endured from them that hasn't required explicit threats, but yet can be known from circumspective talk around, and so that your mind that goes, what is it, locks onto the it. It's just retail ordering, but coercion. That if they issue a thorough death threat against my father, they would carry Now what happens next is they play foster potato, pass it on. Pass it on, pass it on. And no, it doesn't make them, even if the charges are as you're a supplementary offender to this offence, aid and abetting, it's called. The Capital Chemist Group, by not ensuring that safe provisions are made for me to go overseas to travel to contest them there, means, once again, well, it means all of the above in the previous previous recording, and now it means that they want to get your help to help them with the project. So you'll be charged. They'll be charged too. Bad luck. Once again, a death threat from Roger Tall to me and my cat in 2010 that was reported is yet to be followed up in terms of his prosecution. What I was side swaggled by was Peter Holder coming up to me going, your father? And while it turns out that they may have had some reserved wares that because of the aptitude that I had demonstrated while working at Capital Chemist, that I had some background training in what it is that they do, but did not, and instead that they had fostered me, which they had. It doesn't. A death threat is a death threat, no matter how decorated it is, and I want them prosecuted either way. And my offence has now extended. The magistrate has a joke called "Let's wank Luke around and charge him." Say we're going to charge him for phoning 000. Well, since then I have had. I've been found to have had a scalp fracture from an assault that knocked me unconscious. That was assessed by the Calvary Hospital. I've had policemen handcuff me behind the back, and then grab the back of my hair and then scrub my forehead into the asphalt, with blood then dripping down my face, only to then take me to the Calvary Hospital and have the Calvary Hospital state in document that I was fine. I've had more police assaults. Anytime there's a police assault, I leave the open tap on the phone that's going to broadcast them, because they can't. What they're doing is going, well, without warrant and without international warrant and without any appropriate warrant and without the presence of his attorney, we'll accost him and arrest him no matter however we feel. And I'm aware of this cop swap program where, in following the Freemasons do unto others as you'd have them do unto you rule, they go, well, okay, Luke's been neglected. We class Luke as neglected by his family, so let's get a child abuser to put on a cop's uniform, and then we can assign him to deal with Luke without assigning a legitimate police officer. However, you need to bear in mind that force is the only option in such a circumstance that a person is given to resist arrest by these cops in the event that you do that. Just because I know how to outsmart your Bible doesn't mean I have more might by my fist than your Heavenly Father does when you're wanking a hammer. It means that I don't think women deserve the insult of being said that they come from a rib. And I've had female judges at court, and to the point where I've gone, well, look, now you want me to do a weekly. You've had me doing a weekly check-in service where I go and display my ID to a cop shop every week, and it's up to the cop shop to decide if they trust my word enough or if they decide to arrest me again then and there for breach of bail. Bail on a charge which is that I was to have phoned 000 on indecent grounds. Well, the indecent grounds are that they're so far in the pocket of Capital Chemist that Roger Tall might as well fuck more kids because he's got the sagginess of them in his pocket like a hemorrhoid dangling from his rear going, well, the AFP are this shit deep in my pocket. It's like I can barely feel the inside of these kids from Malkara school that I'm fucking with radars from underground or fucking in my fucking the way that he likes it where you're like and you don't quite have the sounds to make, like you're speechless. And now it's gone to the point where the amount of police mishandling of me has excess by far whatever it is the police had me charged with, which is one count of phoning 000 on indecently, which it wasn't. But that is yet to be heard by a judge either way. That particular matter hasn't been heard by a court judge either way. So why do you tell someone that their bail conditions involve them checking in with a cop shop every week when the cops are politically traumatic enough to deal with, and in terms of my municipal accord are part of an abduction party who abducted me to go to one of their Camp Sauls. Was his name Saul or was it Paul? Did he change it from Saul to Paul once he saw Jesus? Oh, fuck Christ, fuck me out in fucking wee Jasper Caves. Fuck me, fuck me. Fuck, what a miracle either way if you change your name from Saul to Paul. Nigga, we change our names, we do it properly, we don't change an initial. But in any case, the magistrates' courts have proved to be more of a threat than the police, ultimately. Though they have told them to back off and stop fucking making me check into their shitty little stations. And they weren't even being stationary because they weren't getting me to sign forms. They were getting me to hand my ID in. So I don't want them to remain a station or stationary. I want them to get fucked. No. Who would become a pigger? Who would want to become a pigger? Oh, because there's nobility left in the cause? I am completely convinced that it's completely owned by Freemasonry land right investment class interests. And that's all they are. They're the Australian fister of koala puppets. It should be called the AFKP. Australian fisters of koala puppets. Because that was how they mortified our generation. It was like, we needed relief by watching Aggro have a tug at Anne-Marie's skirt before the break. It's like, thank you, Aggro. Thank you, Cartoon Connection. Now, as for their little human cannibalism from Doppelhurst, what if I remember watching Cheese TV? What happens then? Childish pictures of you that still linger. So now there needs to be about several hearings of police assaults, or else the courts are criminals to me. Isn't that something? Or because of what they think about this whole... So you think because of the golden rule that you can take a domestically violent man, dress him up as a cop, and tell him to go to someone who's a child... What if a child of neglect is a child abuse survivor as well? And that's part of why they're neglected. Then your reassigned child abuse survivor citizen dressed in a cop's uniform is just going to be sniffed out by the citizen as a predator immediately right away. Where did your golden rule work for you then? See, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I can find a woman on the street, squeeze both her tits, and say that's because I wanted her to teabag my ballsack later that night. I wanted both testicles. If I'd only wanted her to suck my left testicle, I'd only have squeezed her left tit, Your Honour. But I squeezed both tits. Both tits meant I wanted to be fondled. Both testicles fondled and cupped. And don't take this cup from me. Like, I wanted her to take the cup of my balls in her mouth and teabag them. And that's why I did unto her as I would have her do unto me, Your Honour. Can we hear the next case, please? Do you see what it is to do to take the pitiful, panicked wonderments of desert-dwelling scribes and call them the height of all wisdom in the Quartz in the year 2021? It's a fucking disgrace. You're better off going with Rabbi Hillel and Confucius, saying that which is disgusting or detestable, don't do to others. That means you eliminate mutual dislikes before working out what likes are. You understand that? The difference between likes and dislikes? No, I don't think you do.